Hey, what's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Lenart's subprime hero.
And we are Brewing Solutions live on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook. Do what you can, everybody. We're also live on YouTube. That's right. Do what you can to help make sure that we get this party moving and grooving the right way, everybody. We have El Presidente-elect on the way. We're really excited to be able to have this group with you today, but we don't want to just let it end with you and us. We want to get some more car guys and car gals up inside of the cafe. So do us a favor and
tag a car guy, tag a car gal, and share. Get this out there, folks. I'm telling you, I'm sharing right now. As you can see, I'm looking down. I've been pressing my share button. I'm getting it out there because we have, like you said, we have president-elect in the building, and he's going to talk about the future of NIADA, what's going on, what's great about what's happening, and his upcoming event that's coming up in June. I can't wait to be there. We're going to be there loud and proud, and we're going to be there cheering him on as he gets donned the new president role.
That's right. We're excited about this changing of the guard that's going on. But before we welcome in the guest of the day, we want to make sure that we get our other host of this particular segment for the NIADA crew up in here and get the one,
the only, Troy Shear.
Welcome to the party, Troy.
How's it going today, gentlemen? I'm just
amazing.
looking here thinking, Car Guy Coffee. It's a little bit late for coffee at this point in the day. I think we need.
It's never late for coffee.
It's never too late for coffee.
Although I could probably at this point could probably use some.
This time of day for me, when I was at a dealership, I was 4 or 5 deals deep. I needed a cup of coffee right now. I tell you that.
Yeah.
So for all you all out there at the store, if you're watching this, and guess what? We're at an independent store right now. We're actually
right now
here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We're at Miller Motors, an independent store that opened up about a little over a year ago, man. And this guy, he's been in the industry for a long time, and he started his own thing. He will be at the convention, so be looking for him. This guy's blowing up. He's all gas, no brakes, doing amazing things. But we're excited to be at a dealership on site doing the show right now with, of course, you, Troy. Love being around you, brother. How you doing?
Well, I'm just excited for this today too. Talking about having Gordy on and all of that. As I've been thinking through and just talking to things this week, it's like, in the role of director of marketing, it's like I always say, what's the best marketing that one can do? And in my mind has always been education. Mm-hmm. And all of the things that we've got going right now from NIADA in terms of our education, some things that Gordon's going to share a little bit, something that's kicking, relaunching tomorrow, so to speak, that we've reinvigorated. It's going to be starting up tomorrow. And then obviously we've got a convention coming up, which is going to be huge. Just some of the things I've been seeing in terms of the education that's going to be there. I'm excited. And it's interesting because I know a lot of people that when they're young into an industry or whatever, they feel like they've got to educate themselves, but you get a little bit older and you feel like, I know it all.
Right.
Couldn't be further from the truth. It's like I've been in this, this crazy world of marketing now for going on 30 years. And I've found it's, there are a lot of the fundamentals that you learn when you're young, but things are constantly changing. And if you aren't willing to invest in yourself and educate yourself and really understand what's going on, whether it be just in the, marketing big picture, automotive, there's so many things that are going to be changing over the next few years. It's like you can't be successful and sit still. You always have to be, so I think that's the thing that's got me most excited is just all the education things that we've got planned for the year, whether it be, the Accelerate convention coming up or the things that Gordon's going to talk about, some of our other classes with Ben and Bill and Ed and the 20 groups and David Brotherton and everything that's going on. So there's just so much right now that I'm excited. So I don't want to take up any more time. I want to let Gordy share.
And I'm excited to pull him on the screen, but I just want to reiterate how excited I am about NIADA this year too. And I would say in the last 12 months, we've seen a lot of shifts, a lot of different things happen throughout the whole association. And what we've seen is for the betterment of the dealers. So I want you dealers to get excited because what they're doing right now is they're making a lot of pivots instead of being just resting on their laurels, just moving through the motions. Instead, they're looking for ways to educate, empower, and encourage each one of you all to be better and more than you were yesterday. We're going to have a great year. 2023 is going to be a year of greatness, and I'm excited because there's a lot of great things. And I know that when Gordy comes on here, he's going to announce some really cool stuff that he's excited about. I know he's talking about that certified. Yeah, we'll get into that. I won't spill too many beans, but we'll get in there in a moment. But let's go ahead and get him on the screen.
Let's get him on here. Let's go ahead and get this party started, everybody. We want to help make welcome for the first time on the Car Guy Coffee podcast, the one,
the only, Gordon Tormohlen.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I've never had my name in stereo before. That was pretty good.
Well, awesome. There's more where that came from, my friend. Heck yeah. Well, we're excited for you to be having this time with us and to be talking about some of the big things that are going on with you personally and with you in correlation to NIADA and all the stuff that's brewing. But there's a whole lot that's cooking. Gordon, where is it that you are today? And what is it that we are most excited about right now going on with NIADA?
I'm coming to you live from my office at my dealership in glamorous Freeport, Illinois, home of the Fighting Pretzels. That's our hometown. We've been here for years. My dad came to this town back in 1972 in his 33rd year in the car business, and we've been here ever since. So
33rd year, and what? And you said that was 1972.
72. He started in 1940.
Wow. Whoa.
So
what legacy we're talking about.
Gen 3 is out on the showroom right now. So
awesome. Heck yeah.
This is
cool.
legacy
awesome.
Dealers right here, my friend. I absolutely love that. That's really amazing things. I did look at your bio, and I kind of learned a lot more about you just from that bio, just the depth of where you've been. And man, that's just you're
every
just
mistake a guy can make.
Well, I mean, that's why you're successful, my friend. You know, you made mistakes, but you kept that enthusiasm throughout it and kept moving forward. And that's why you are where you're at today. Excited about that. I see Terry Tormohlen. Terry Tormohlen is here. Mr. Crush It LG.
Hey,
gotta love him.
That's right. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what's going on. So you have this new president-elect that's come into town. And anytime that anybody changes the guard or passes the baton over, there's some changes. There's some new things that are cooking. There's some things that are going to get enhanced. There's some things that are going to be recognized as being part of the new regime, if you will. With that said,
regime, guys, but we've got a lot going on. We have had for a long time. I've been on the board. I've really been blessed because I love this board. You talk about a group of just fantastic dealers. I've grown in wisdom just associating with the people that I've been on. But I've been on so long that my code name, and I'm pretty sure Troy can back me up on this, my code name on the board is Methuselah. I've been there forever, 12 years. And it takes, I've seen regime changes in terms of the CEOs that we've had working for the association and personnel and so forth. But what I'm really stoked about is this association, I don't think has ever been stronger than what we're going into right now. We laid some groundwork several years ago, had a little changeover in CEO at the first of the year, and we're really happy about the fact that Jeff Martin's coming on board. But more important than Jeff is the quality of the employees and the staff that we have at NIADA. They're the ones that really make it happen. The board just kind of sets the guidance, and it's a very, very dealer-driven organization right now. So I'm pumped.
I agree, and I think that there's no doubt in my mind. I've seen it, and you're right. That what's going on right now at NIADA is it's loaded with talent, it's loaded with opportunity, it's loaded with optimism, and I think that is what we need right now. I think dealers need to feel that energy first, and then come get that energy or get that education that they're needing, right? And what you guys are providing, it's not just the leadership roles; it's everybody there. There's everybody from top to bottom is doing the right thing, but it does start with leadership. It starts with people like you and people who've been on the board for as long as you have. And those board members are a very important role to what's going on at NIADA. They're big decision makers of what's happening. You're right. CEO role did change. It was kind of shifty at the beginning of the year, but everything worked out to the best. And I think that what we have and where it's going is the direction that we all are excited about. And I think dealers out there should be excited. They should hear a lot more. I know that you're excited about some stuff. There's some programs unrolling, re-releasing again. Can you tell people about that?
We're releasing so many things right now I can hardly keep track of it. I know you had a conversation a while back about the certified pre-owned program, which is awesome. It's in my mind, and I've been a franchise dealer for a good portion of my career. This is better than anything a franchise is offering in certified pre-owned. But beyond that, what's going to happen, and we'll just open up for registrations tomorrow, as a matter of fact, is the relaunch of our certified master dealer program. CMD started back in the 90s as an association between NIADA and Northwood University. I know you guys know Northwood. It's the only place in the nation that you can get a degree in automotive dealership management. They know their stuff. And so NIADA partnered with them years and years ago. We're still partners with them on this. And it's a franchise level training for an independent store. So we're going to dig in and we're going to talk about, what's your value proposition? How do you establish your dealership structure? Who do you market to? What are the parameters of your organization? How do you train your people? How do you build it from there? And it's a fantastic course. It'll start out, we're going to do this in a cohort, which is something similar to what the new car guys do with their dealer academy. So a cohort simply means that you're going to be studying with the same people over a year's period of time. So you'll start with an introductory course that will, it might chew you up a little bit because it's not easy stuff. Right. But that's when everybody gets to know everybody. You got some homework assignments and reading assignments. Then you'll do e-learning in person with an instructor in several segments throughout the year to build you up to what we call the capstone course, where you actually write a deployable business plan for your store. So that's the nutshell of it. There's a whole lot more to it, but.
Oh, excellent. And as far as duration, so how long is there? I mean, I would call that a class or a unit, but how long would a class usually cycle through?
It's intended to cycle throughout the year. So if you start a year later, you should be a certified master dealer, unless something goes horribly wrong.
Or you get recycled, right? Things happen.
Well, right? Sometimes you get a little busy and you drop out and you may come back. There'll be an option for re-entering and so forth. But really the idea of this thing is to really get your feet on the ground. So many people, if you guys have been to our convention, you ever watch the National Quality Award, Dealer Award? Okay. You hear the stories of these folks that are top ranked dealers across the nation. And inevitably, I mean, there's some guys that started out selling cars as a franchise and they decided to step out on their own. There's people that started out in high school with $500, bought a car and flipped it, made 500 and did it again. And, they didn't necessarily have a business plan. They just knew they were loving what they were doing. And so this takes that type of operation and it builds it so that you can find out what your value proposition is. Why should somebody do business with you? And, how do I structure myself? If I'm going to have employees, how do I monitor and help them and train them and so forth? And, there's that little blind spot that everybody has called accounting. We're going to address that. Here's a debit, here's a credit, one or more of the other. It should balance, but you want them in the right spots. All of that so that you can run your store. You know the key data indicators that you want to monitor on a regular basis. You know how to grow it and succeed, and ultimately provide wealth for your family, not just making money, but actually building true wealth, as well as successorship. If you're fortunate enough to be in a position like I am, where you've got kids in the business. So
that's phenomenal. Awesome. I think that's a special thing that you guys are doing. I know that's a re-release of the program, but I think that it's going to be bigger and better, my friends. And listen, this is a great opportunity. There's for all you dealers that are confused right now. Maybe you just started one and you feel like, man, I don't know what the next step is. Here it is. This is it. They're opening it up for you right now. This is a great opportunity for you to be able to sign up tomorrow, March 1st. They're re-releasing this again, my friends, and it's signups. They roll out tomorrow. You can get on that. It's a year program where you get to be around other dealers that are in similar situations. You guys grow together. You guys encourage each other. It becomes a family. If you guys have seen any of these groups that have been out there, whether it be inside a 20 group or inside of this, you find that people become family in this. They start to help each other, hold each other accountable. That's the education's there, but so is that. It's the team. It's the family that you grow. And that's something important because everybody thinks that they're by themselves when you have to realize there's hundreds and thousands of dealers across the country right now that are going through the same issues you're going through. If you're new, you've been doing it for a while. If you've never done it, if you're interested, this is the place to go. I'm excited for this program. I think it's great.
And I would say just a reminder too that it's March 1st through the 31st. So this isn't something that's going to be you've got forever to think about.
Limited.
You got to get in and do it. And there's only going to be, I believe, Gordon, it was 20. 20 is the cohort.
Yep.
So it's not like
start out cohort to be 20 people. So
you got to decide how important it is to you to get in there and really build your business. It's not going to, and I think too, having that starting off like that with a smaller group, it's like you said, it creates that interpersonal relationships and the accountability and all those things that you're building up so that you can then graduate. As Gordon said, next year, I believe that what we had talked about is the graduation for this first cohort will be at the next convention in 24.
Exactly.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's going to be such a cool
hey,
thing.
congratulations, you survived this. No, we're going to celebrate this puppy.
Right.
I mean, there'll be a whole
That's right.
evening set up for these dealers and what they've accomplished.
And rightfully so, you know, because it's a big deal. And then this is the future, my friends. All you dealers out there, this is the year. Get on it. Jump on this. If it doesn't happen this year, you still have next year, but why not now? You know, why not be one of the 20 that gets to go through this program and gets to come out the other end of it and really celebrate? And it's not just a celebration for the party. It's celebrate knowing that you grew, you did something, you learned, you got educated. It's a fast course education, like going to college for 4 years, but you do it in a year. As a dealer, my friends, I'm telling you, with others, and man, 20 other dealers involved, well, 19 others on top of whoever signs up. I think that's so great. I'm so happy for that program.
And it's loud to the independent that would maybe think that they have to do this on their own, right? There's no reason that you have to do it.
Well, here's one thing I've learned, and I'm constantly learning. I'm going up on darn near 50 years in this business, and I learn something every day. You never stop. If you stop, you're going to get stupider on a day-to-day basis, okay? But the one thing I've learned is that with independent dealers, that word independent is key. And sometimes you think you got it dialed in, you're making some money, things are going well, but you don't know what you don't know. So this is an opportunity to really see, you know, full picture. What should an excellent dealership operate like? How does that apply to you? It's more than a boot camp because, like you said, you've got your cohort of dealers that you're going through. It's a little bit akin to a 20 group where you can run ideas past each other. You can work on homework together. There will be other previous certified master dealers. There's over 200 of those that exist right now that'll be able to step in and give you some advice, as well as your instructors. So awesome. And many of the industry thought leaders will be involved in creating a lot of these e-courses. So they'll be in just to comment on how it applies to what they do and the industry, but they'll also be available to use as a resource for your operation too. So it's a tremendous opportunity.
Yes. You hear that, folks? You hear that, owners? You hear that, dealers out there? You don't have to do this alone. And there is such a benefit by being able to have multiple people to check yourself with, to be able to say, listen, these are the goals, these are the things that I want to do, and this is what I want to accomplish. And what we've noticed in all of these rooms that we get in, the people that are most worried about getting into that room for maybe their first time, they are blown away the first time they actually get the chance to have other dealers give them good constructive criticism, good coaching, maybe a couple of horror story good endings, like, hey, I'm going through the same thing too, but I made it out because I found this out too, right? The hope that you get when you get out of a room with other people that do want the best for their business and turn that around to wanting the best for your business, it sends you back on fire and excited that you're not doing this by yourself, because we're firmly believing that if you try to walk this out on your own, it's because you chose to. It's not because nobody offered you the opportunity. And for so long, so many independents would say, man, there's nothing for me. There's everything for the franchise guys. They have everything. And now NIADA took it to the next level and said, you know what? We didn't just do it like it. We're doing it better, and it's going to be closer. And what we love is the versatility of an independent dealer. They can move on a dime. They don't have to go through all the red tape in order to make a move in their business. And that's something that they need to hear more about. And excited that you guys are pushing this forward. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a rock solid program.
Heck yeah. So Troy, tell us a little bit about the buzz that is behind bringing in this new president, bringing in these programs that are moving in the right direction. You're at the tip of the spear, brother, trying to make sure that things get moved forward, and we honor you for that. But tell us about some of the excitement that you're having and others around you are having as well.
Well, like I said, from my perspective, it's just everything that's going on. I'm rolling up. I haven't even been here a year yet, so I've seen a lot of things happen in just 10 months, and it's all been for the positive. Always moving forward, always thinking about what can we do better, and it creates a buzz just internally here within the marketing team and everything that's going on. That it's like it's. There are always changes going on, but that's not a bad thing. It's because of the fact that the way the focus is, again, for the dealer, making sure the dealer's taken care of, and that's always the focus in what we do. And it's just an exciting time with the CMD coming up, and like I said, the convention and just all of these things that are rolling right now. the education classes with our, like I talk about with Bill and Ben and Ed and David, and it's just being able to sit back here and see it. It's almost like, because you see it before it gets, before it's public, and it's like, wow, look at all the things that we've got going. And I think you've got to educate yourself and always don't be afraid to be the dumb guy in the room, because that's how you learn. And it's just like Gordon said, all the years that you're doing things. And I've been in marketing now for so long, it seems like forever as well, but I'm constantly, I'm always with my CMO club and all those various things that it's like, teach me something. I don't even pretend to know half of what's all out there. And I think that's the thing, is when you humble yourself enough to know that you don't know it all and are willing to reach out. And now you've got people here like Gordon and the people on the board and the staff and just all of that we've got that are reaching back and saying, let us help you. It's not a competition here, guys. We granted that, people are competing for business and all of that, but at the same time, we're trying to help each other. We want to increase build community. Our focus really, I think, is building community, because when you do that, it opens up, and I always say it makes the pie bigger. So if you even if you get the same percentage of the pie and the pie's grown 10 times, hey, you're in great shape. So it's like, what do we do to make sure that we're building that and growing that together? And that's the only way you do it. And we've talked about, with DPG and our 20 groups coming together, better together. And it's to keep working with guys like you all and just getting out there and spreading the word that we're trying to help each other grow. It's not we're not competing against each other. We're trying to help each other. And I think that
I agree with you. And I love what you're saying here, Troy. You're echoing so much of everything that's happening, and I love it. And I'm totally involved in it. And I'm excited about it. The name NIADA, Accelerate. I love that, Accelerate. What made you all come up with that for the convention?
I think it's a time right now where everybody feels like things are slowing down, and you talk about things going into recession or this or that, and just having that. It's like, no, now's the time to step on the gas. Let's accelerate. Let's move forward.
What I thought.
When everybody else is deciding to stop and go backwards, that's when we go, okay, well, you all stay behind us. Get out of our way. We're going to move forward.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. So
we're
at a dealership right now that's
their
mantra, right? Their mantra here literally is all gas, no brakes. Really, that's his mantra here. That's what he gives out to his customers. That's what staff wears. That's what they talk about. Because while everyone else is resting and relaxing, it's still time to go. It's not about overworking. It's about doing the job. It's about helping others. And when you're able to help, it's exciting. Accelerating in a car is a lot of fun, in my opinion, right? And I think that when you could do that in life, when you do that in business, when you do that with everyone around you, it's exciting. It's more thrilling. It's that unknown. And when you do that, you go so far in life. Your business thrives more than you could ever imagine. Sure, you're going to still make mistakes. You're going to still stumble. But those stumbles and those mistakes don't feel as bad because you are moving so fast and you're having so much fun. You just go, yeah, that happens, but I got something else coming up right next, right? And I love that. That was a great name for the conference.
And I think the key is just not being afraid. And I think that's where you've got all these great people together who are saying, hey, we're here to help each other move forward. Right. You're not in it alone. So there's nothing to be afraid about. Let's step up. And I always, maximize today. That's why, because tomorrow might not get here. So give it everything you got today.
And I know Gordon agrees with that. I can see him smiling over there because, being that he's a dual, he's not only is he, and this is so funny, not only is he the president-elect, but he's also a member, right? So and I love that. So what about the Accelerate is exciting for you?
Well, I just, I'm sitting there and listening to this conversation. Okay. Can you think of even imagine a more dynamic business than the retail automotive right now? I mean, there's so much going on. And, for years, we've always had the mentality at our store that there may be a recession. We just declined to participate.
Hey,
right, exactly.
We're too busy doing other good things. And I've seen good times and bad in this business. Okay. Even during the worst of times, maybe you can't fix the situation immediately, but every single day there's something you can do to move the ball forward. And that's how you survive during difficult times and thrive during difficult times. We've come around, and I mentioned how many years I've been in the business. I went from having a Chrysler store with 72 employees and $300,000 a month in overhead to a small, humble, lovable little buy here, pay here store that runs me about $30,000 a month. And we structured ourselves now that, so my break-even point is 1 car sale a month. I got to sell 1 car. I just, times are pretty easy for us, and it's fun regardless of what's going on in the outer world. They can do what they want to do, but we're going to continue to keep our foot on the pedal and go.
Because what do you have control over is what you do. What do you have? You don't have control over what's going on with interest rates and all this other crazy stuff that people are always in the news talking about. We have control over the work we put in, the energy, the smile we put on when we get to work, the influence that we have with our sales staff and vice versa, right? And the way that we impact our community. Now, all that stuff is controllables. If you're on that and you focused on that, everything is going to be great. Like you said, I'm not going to participate. I see there's a recession, but I'm just not going to participate in it. I refuse to, right? And I'm the same way. I refuse to participate in negativity. I refuse to participate in anything that's something I have no control over. Like, I only worry about what I can actually do and put my hands in and make a difference. And when I can do that, then I could be very impactful. And that sounds like exactly what's going on over at Gordy's Spot. I love that.
100%.
I'll share a little story with you from back in 08 and 09 when everything was crazy. I at that point still had ran my own marketing firm, had, a fair amount of clients. We had some that decided, hey, they were going to participate in the recession. And we had a couple of them that decided not to. And the one in particular that I'm thinking of, at that point, they were generating maybe 5-6 million a year in revenue. And we just decided, no, we're going to keep blowing forward and come through this and come out the other side. Well, most recently I looked, it was last year, I guess. Obviously I'm not doing that anymore, but always keeping an eye on people that I know. They are doing now about 50 million a year in revenue. Yeah. So obviously they had the idea, okay, well, since our competitors are all going to step back, we're going to step forward and, as you said, accelerate. And now some of the competition who did go out of business, now they were able to take it because they chose not to participate in the downturn.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Heck yeah.
How powerful is that?
You choose your attitude and you bring it wherever you go. I mean, when I sold the franchise off and I moved into the independent store, I had a guy tell me in my face, "You'll be gone in 6 months." So far, he's missed it by about 20 years. But what he didn't bet on was my attitude. And if you're determined that you're going to be unbeatable, that you're going to do something positive every day, you can. You might have seen me rooting around here at my desk a little bit, but I keep this on here, and I don't know if you can see it on screen or not, but these are the principles from the book Fish. Every single day, you choose what you're going to do. You play with your people, you have fun, and you just be there for your customers, and good things happen. And that's antique at this point. It's been on my desk so long, but think about how impactful it is for your employees when you can play and have fun at work. You take your job seriously, granted, but take each other lightly, enjoy your day, have fun, work at something getting done every single day. And, sooner or later it does. And there's some days that just blow you out of the water, and other days you kind of twiddle your thumbs a little bit, but you still move it forward every single day. That's how you succeed.
That's how you.
That's some great advice, folks. I hope you guys are watching this. If you're not, share that. Wait, that little card. Yeah, he says it's antique, but I tell you, it's so right now.
Timeless.
That's timeless. Yeah, it's a timeless piece that you can have forever, like a Rolex watch.
I don't know if you've ever read that book or not, but the book Fish is written about the San Francisco fishmongers. I mean, I can't think of anything more fun than dealing with damp, cold, smelly fish all day long. But those guys have a blast doing it, and they draw tourists to their fish market now because of the way they horse around with each other. They've created their own success.
Yes,
you can do the same.
That's amazing. Creating a culture that consistently makes sure that we do put fun as a priority in our store. We spend a lot of time together. This should be fun. We spend a lot of time going through painful situations, but we can still make it fun. And the last thing that any of us want to do is speak victimese and keep that pollinating inside of our midst. We don't want that. We do not speak that. And that is Alex Flores is an incredible dealer out in Texas that has taught us about we are not going to live a life speaking victimese. And that it's so important that we don't participate in that, and that we do focus on the good, and we do have a good time cutting it up with each other.
Absolutely.
Mandatory fun is part of our fundamentals in our training, making sure that people recognize you have to have a good time doing it. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Goodness.
That's
And
a-
this is
And
going to be a fun event.
You'd be amazed how that rubs off on your customers too.
They love
Hello. Come on.
They can
It
tell when
truly
you're
is.
having a good time. They absolutely can tell when you're having a good time. I did a thing. I still do it occasionally, but not as often anymore because we're a smaller store. But when we had the bigger store, I'd walk around every now and then, and I just fire people just for fun. And they knew I was messing with them all the time, and they laugh. Hey, I saw the way you treated that customer. They were smiling when you were done with them. You're fired. And the customer's so sneaky, they just ate it up. I took it a step too far, though. Every time I take a paycheck, I'd write a little love note on their paychecks. Hey, happy higher anniversary, happy anniversary, happy birthday, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I had one of my guys that was just really a rock star when it came to taking care of people. It was just his heart, right? So I wrote on there, have a great day. You're fired. I didn't know his wife opened up his paycheck.
Oh man!
Called me at 8:30 that night, going, Gordy, you need to tell Cinda that I'm not fired.
Oh,
Yeah, she's not believing me right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But, we laughed
something
about
that
that
you'll never
for a week and a
forget,
half.
They're still laughing
Yes.
about that. That story
Yeah.
will come up in the future again because that's the
She's
culture
going to
you
tell
build.
the story.
That's a great culture to have. If you can't have fun at work, then really don't go.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
someplace
Like
else.
it's like I feel like that's kind of the thing that happened for too long at dealerships was a majority of stores. I shouldn't say all. Majority of stores, they were kind of being too black and white in there. Like it was so quiet. Like you hear pin drops and people you just didn't have any of that banter back and forth. It was just too like we walk into stores today that we still walk in and it's like this place needs. We feel weird when we come in just high fiving people, right? And like they need to get woke up a little bit. But when you see that shift. Much to that, we come into a store, we see one that's slow, that's not really loud. We come in there with our energy. By the time we leave that day, it's a whole different place. And usually what's so funny is they start selling cars while we're there. Like they're selling one after another. And I always say, hey, it's nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with the energy in the store.
And the coffee.
And the moment a customer walks into a showroom and they feel that energy, they feel that laughter, they feel like they're at home. And when they're at home, business happens. They're ready to do it. They'll do it. They'll listen to you. Even if it's not exactly what they wanted to hear, they'll listen. Because they feel like they're somewhere special.
100%. The best selling is not got anything to do with price or negotiations or the close or all the high gain questions. Right. Some of those things are useful tools, but the best selling is when you enthuse a customer enough with your contagious attitude that they're sitting at the desk waiting for you to come back with numbers, going, man, I sure hope we can mimic this work because I want to buy here. These guys are nice. I like this place. Yeah. Nobody can compete with that. Nobody.
No way. That's building a brand. That is building a brand. All of you solutionaries out there, making sure that it is fun for not just your employees, but for your customers. And we assure you that if your employees are having fun, your customers are going to have a good time. Excitement breeds excitement. Absolutely. And fun begets fun. You're going to have more fun the more fun that you're having. Speaking of having fun, sometimes F-bombs are dropping all over the place and we're not having as much fun. And with that, it does make sure that we have to determine to make sure that we do forgive, focus, and fly so that we can keep growing on our fun, so that we can keep increasing our levels of education, our levels of servanthood to our fellow man and to our customers and our communities. And with that, we do apply those 3 Fs. And we've had this entire show so far. This has been an incredible coffee break for the NIADA crew, and we're excited about that. But Gordon, we got to get you forgive, focusing, and flying with us to keep it official here on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. So let's get ready to
right here, but I do this.
Yeah, you got this, man.
You got it too.
He's got this. It's too easy.
Trust me, there's grays under here. They're
here. Right here. I got tons of
all
there.
That's wisdom. That's what I keep telling everybody.
That's right.
It is.
That's
Every
right.
one of these hairs,
teenage daughters.
It's for all the salespeople that I've helped get to the next level. That's how I look at it, right?
The only problem is I get everybody to buy onto that theory except my wife. I don't know what's going on.
Well, the wives are usually the hardest for us car guys to sell.
They're the hardest clothes. They are the hardest clothes on the planet is our wives. No doubt.
Because they're smarter than we are.
She's 100% awesome.
That is the best thing to say on live broadcast.
I 100% agree with you, Troy. All our wives are smarter than
way
all of
smarter. Love you, babe.
No doubt. And I'm okay with that. I am.
But with that, they have to apply these 3 Fs with us all of the time. Okay, and with that, it is wiping off the weight of unforgiveness, focusing on who it is that we can help, stretching out and flying. So on 3, we're going to say it together. 1, 2, 3. Forgive.
focus,
Focus.
fly,
Fly.
and keep growing. That's
Keep
right.
Growing.
Woo!
There we go, everybody. Thank you so much, Cordy, for coming through and making this coffee break fun for everybody. Again, the theme is fun, and I'm gonna say no participation in the recession. We refuse to snooze on what we can do to get better inside of our businesses. Excited about that. Troy, thank you so much. Do you have any last words before we give it to Gordy and we head out?
I am all good. I am just like I said, maximize the day, fellas. Maximize your day.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Every day. Let's
Yes,
go.
Will Ramsey, love you, brother. And Gordy, any last words you have before we shoot on to the rest of the day?
This is a fantastic business. It just really is. And what a privilege it is to be an entrepreneur where you walk in the first thing of the day and set the day. And, you know, your attitude and your people, you spread everything. If you do this right, it's all about profit. The customers profit by getting what they want, and it exceeds the value of their money in their mind. Your employees grow, so therefore they profit. And yeah, maybe you can make a little bit of money doing this too. Yeah. It's all good.
Heck yeah, it is all good. It is all
So
good. You know what else is all good? You know what else is all good? We have an incredible car guy that's been supporting us throughout this entire show, Will Ramsey. We're coming to San Antonio next week. Will, can't wait to see you. So pumped up that we're going to get the chance to actually meet in person. So much is brewing.
Love you, Will.
All throughout the auto industry, and we're just excited to be alive in this time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us during this show. I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenart's subprime hero.
And you've been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with Troy Shear and the one,
the only, Gordon
Tormohlen.
Tormohlen.
It does happen, folks. It does happen.
We do mess up sometimes, but you know what? I forgive. I focus and I fly and I keep growing. But Gordon, seriously, brother, we're excited for you. We're excited that you're the elect right now, and I can't wait for you to take the office. But this year is going to be phenomenal. All you folks out there, all you dealers, get on that CMD program right now. I'm telling you, it starts tomorrow, and you have to the 31st, but it's just 20. So if they fill that 20 in the first 15 days, it's done. So you need to get on there as soon as possible. If you guys need to know how to do it, reach out to Fred and Lou. We'll make sure you get taken care of. We'll see you all soon.
See you later.